Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another basketball broadcast here on Mustang Media here in the Cheyenne Gymnasium for tonight's boys basketball matchup between the Grand Forks Central Knights and the West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs. I'm Tristan Barak. Joined alongside me is Dan Wolf. As always, Dan, how are we doing tonight?
Good night for basketball, Tristan. It's one of those, this game kind of, I think, is sneaking up on us a little bit in terms of the importance of it. A couple weeks ago when Cheyenne was feeling probably like they were on top of the world as far as how they were playing, this game maybe looked like an afterthought down the road, but this Knights team beat Davies when they were without Mason Clabo, and Cheyenne has struggled as of late, and so here we are. This game tonight could have really big implications on the EDC pairings and seedings going into that first round of the EDC tournament this year.
Most definitely, as we have number 4 versus number 5 tonight. We'll take a short break for anthem and be right back after that.
Why do I choose to work here? It's the people. It's the feeling that you get when you've been gone for a weekend and everybody's genuinely happy to see you and you're so happy to see them too.
They are wonderful. The staff is wonderful. They are so friendly. They're so happy all the time.
It's a family. It's just that overall culture that we have. It's a great culture and I'm very lucky to be a part of it.
Your full life happens here at Touchmark.
Discover the experience that awaits you at North Dakota State University. Join the Bison family where connections run deep, from the classroom to the field and beyond. Build an exciting career with the help of industry-leading faculty. Tap into the power of the herd and make unforgettable memories in Fargo, one of the best college towns in the Midwest. Don't wait. Find your adventure at North Dakota State University.
Touchmark at Harwood Groves is located in South Fargo, North Dakota, on a 14-acre garden-like setting, and we have everything from cottages to apartments, a health club, activities. We tend to take groups of residents out downtown, which is just a very vibrant and growing community. The easiest way I can say it is we are going to treat our residents the way that we would treat our best friends. That's what it feels like, and that's what I love about my job. It feels like a family. I kind of wonder where to even begin about what I love about Touchmark. It's everything. It's the time with the residents. It's my team. I work with wonderful individuals every single day. I love the people, and my job is to connect with them, and that's a pretty great job to have, that you get to make genuine, real connections with our residents and our team members. It's just the overall community. That is Touchmark. That's what I love.
Your full life happens here at Touchmark.
All right, folks, welcome back here to the Cheyenne Gymnasium. So we are about set for tip-off here.
Kind of piggybacking on what we mentioned before we went to break, Tristan, in talking with Coach Brandt here before the game, he acknowledged how big this game could be tonight, even though Cheyenne currently sits in that 4 spot and the Knights at the 5 spot. West Fargo still and Fargo North, who are the 6 and 7 seeds, all theoretically have a chance to get up to that 4 spot for the EDC tournament. And we know that for the quarterfinals, that means a home game on that Tuesday, the week of the EDC tournament. And I'm sure Coach Brandt would desperately love to have his team playing here at home against whatever opponent it turns out to be, and it could very well be the Central Knights. So this game carries some implications, and I think just even more so as you're getting closer to tournament time, you want to feel like you're starting to hit your stride. You know what your rotations are going to be, which guys you can count on, who's going to see significant minutes, and be playing at your optimum potential as you get to the EDC tournament. And I think that's something else that Coach Brandt would love. So we're starting with a technical foul here. I was talking, so I didn't hear the explanation from the PA, but I'm sorry. I do know what it is. There was a dunk in pregame warmups when the refs were out. And so I'm going to go out on a limb, Tristan, and say I'm 95% certain that was the cause of it. A dunk during pregame warmups, which is not allowed, and so we're going to spot the Knights 2 points to start the game.
So Central goes up 2-0 early, coming off the 2 free throws as Wyman's going to kicked out. Great coverage by Bernstein there as that one's almost thrown away.
Down to 5 on the shot clock.
4 with the 2 ball. Connects for Wyman there.
And this is a team that's a little bit different from the teams that Cheyenne has played as of late, playing Davies last week, or earlier this week, I should say, when Mason Quabo set the scoring record for AA with, I don't remember the exact number, but over 2,000 points. He broke Anand Moody's record from Dickinson. But Davies is a much different team in that there's a lot more size. This is a much smaller, quicker Grand Forks Central squad that you're going to have to be really careful handling the ball with passing, especially for some of the bigger guys out here on the floor.
Olsen can't get a layup to connect here as they find themselves down 4 here early on.
Good no-look pass there by DeLorme, but a little too hot.
Spielman with the drive.
And so with a smaller lineup, this might be the pace that Central prefers to play at. Something quick, get out and get going, as there's a 3.
Ball coming off of Bruce there. Or excuse me, that was Chummas.
That was Chunnis on that one, but I'm going to guess you have some smaller, quicker guys that are all able to shoot. So Lott's going to probably rely on Central's ability to bury the long ball tonight, but Cheyenne should be able to get inside. We've seen that every trip down the floor. They've had no trouble getting to the rim against this smaller lineup from Central.
Wilbur tries to take a drive and connects there.
Cole Wilbur been around a long time. Nice attack, a little floater in the lane.
Spielman gets that one tipped. Covered by Irie there, so.
They were close to a 10-second violation there, as there's a good drop-off by Sully, and it ends up back in his hands, and he finishes. Bernstein couldn't convert on the front end, but Sully right there.
9-6 Knight lead here early on. Wilbur takes this one.
Nice
looks to Chunnis. Chips out once more. 3 ball.
There's
connects
DeLorme
there for DeLorme. And with that, Coach Brandt's seen enough, and we'll take a timeout really quick. So your thoughts early on?
Well, I mean, Central's coming out shooting it really well, and that's why they have a 6-point lead. We've seen on the offensive end for Cheyenne, they have a concerted effort to just get downhill and get to the basket. But when you're trading 2 for 3, that's kind of a losing proposition when Central is shooting it as well as they are so far. And I'm sure, Coach Brandt's going to talk about closing out on those shooters. You got to get out there and at least contest, put a hand in their face. It can't be this easy for them. This looks like a team that if you're going to let them spot up and shoot open looks, that they're going to hurt you with that. And so we'll see if there's some kind of adjustment to a zone look, maybe a 3-2, but probably just kind of reinforcing what the plan was here tonight as Central continues this pressure, but they beat it. Again, every basket for Cheyenne, every shot has come from within 3 feet of the basket.
Bruce takes this one, checks out to Chonas.
Yeah, Chonas right there. A little bit better. Keller got out there a little bit, but not quite enough to contest. And I think, that's when you have such a quick lineup for Central and you have some bigger guys, you're looking to try and help, which isn't a bad thing as Keller gets to the rim. But when you leave a guy, that's going to leave someone wide open out on the outside, and they're going to hurt you with that. As Bruce sizes it up, out to Delorme.
Ooh. Delorme almost had Olsen there as
that was a good
balls just off the
closeout.
mark.
Nice job by Sully that time contesting that three. And that's really been the first time all night that they've given trouble to an open shooter from Central. As Spielman gets trapped in there and a little miscommunication, Sully decided to cut back door and Spielman thought he was going to stay there. So it'll be interesting to see, Tristan, as we go on through this game, will Coach Brandt maybe go a little bit smaller himself, as there's Delorme burying that one. And it gives you an idea of maybe how this Central team was able to kind of rough up Davies a week or two ago. Again, they were without Mason Quabo that night, but any team that shoots it this well is a lot to contend with.
Bruce brings this one up. That far side kicks all the way out. No one within a country mile, just off the mark there for Delorme.
I think that might be the first truly open look that they've missed tonight. There's a good job.
With the right hand. 18-12, Knights lead.
This is something where, it's a very active, the guys for Central are very active, and we have people, there's Delorme, Bruce stepped out of bounds. But, okay, and here we go, a little bit smaller here. That Smith coming in, and Krejcia. Also, now they have all 3 6'5" guys on the floor. I'm not exactly sure. Didn't go smaller, that's for sure.
Irie finds Krejcia and tried to find Smith there, just can't catch up.
A couple of unforced errors here early for the Mustangs. Ball's thrown away.
(18-12) still a score. Krejcia's got heavy contact there.
Not a bad idea by Tanner, trying to get up high and cut off the dribbler off the screen, but just a half step late, and the contact leads to a foul. It's kind of an uneven start for the Mustangs defensively. Offensively, they've looked pretty good.
Floater there for Bruce, I believe.
Yeah, really nice floater by Bruce. Ooh, that was close to an over and back. Smith had stepped over, but the ball hadn't crossed half court yet. Oh, they had
Smith now for a three. Just hits the back of the iron.
And they had Krejcia for a lob over the top, but they just missed him on that.
This one's all the way down low to Wilbur. Wilbur kicks out. Bruce with the three ball, hits it.
This has quickly jumped to an 11. Yeah, 11-point lead here for the Knights. And they
Krejcia mishandled. Maybe a little block or a hand there coming off of Bruce, as that's.
Yeah, Chunas just got going, and he had one idea of where he wanted to go, but it was cut off. But Coach Brandt unhappy with the effort of his team, especially on the defensive end. And, I think it's fair to say, Tristan, we're seeing a Central team that's a step faster, kind of all on both ends of the floor.
Smith kicks to Keller.
They have Bernstein down there.
Smith with a deep three, hits. Still down by 8, though. So they're going 2-1 here. Kind of a dangerous spot in both hockey and basketball, as
there's a lot of one-handed passes going out there. As
Zanker kind of could have had a drive there, I believe, but Smith gets
good
one
job
up
by
and in.
Smith. Providing some instant offense here, but Central does a nice job of setting screens and then moving off of that. Their guys are always in motion, and that's tough for a defense. It puts a lot of pressure on you to not break down. And then Central was very good at finding that open guy, as Bernstein's going to pick one up there. So all 3 fouls so far this half go the way of the Mustangs, as they have reduced the lead to 6.
Coach Brandt pretty visibly frustrated right now.
He's animated, that's for sure.
Get a pitch in down low. Good pump fake there.
Yeah, Wilbur out to Bruce and Delorme, and little pump fake. Mid-range jumper, the lost art of basketball.
Smith kicks out to Bernstein. Then out to Zanker. Zanker with pressured hits a 3. So crawl back to within 5 now. As that 3 drops there. Wilbur.
This pace certainly doesn't seem to bother Central, as that one almost thrown away. Krejci gathers it up.
Zanker kicks out to Smith. Down low to Krejci, trying to drive to the paint. Had to go back and under. This one's going to be taken by Wilbur. Deep 3 ball hits for him.
Yeah, and Coach Brandt, I was
Brandt's
wondering.
going to take a timeout because, as you see on your replay here, no one was really within a country mile. Bernstein backed off, so we'll take a short break. Cheyenne finds themselves down 31-20. It's Cheyenne basketball here on Mustang Media.
So shoulder pain is one of the most common things I see. When Linda came in, she complained of pain in both her shoulders.
You did all the work on the left one, and by the time I had the second one done, I could do anything I wanted to do.
Shoulder replacement, the whole point of that is really to get rid of the pain and get you back to doing normal things again.
You listened to what I wanted, and it worked out great.
We were a good team.
Yes, I think so.
All right, well, folks, welcome back here off the Cheyenne timeout. They find themselves down by 11 once more, as we're about midway through the first half now, maybe a little longer, but.
And as we talked about in the break, Tristan, Central, a lot of guys all about the same size that they just seem to go and go and go, and it doesn't bother them playing at this tempo and getting lots of shots up. Probably the good news, as I mentioned, and there they tie up. Delorme ties up Krejci, and that's going to go to the Knights. You've got to think Central can't continue to shoot at the pace that they're shooting at right now. At least you hope they can't, but Cheyenne's going to have to figure some stuff out defensively here.
This one's kicked out to Delorme. Finds a man down low, as this one's going to be rebounded there by Bernstein, and then he gets to Smith. Toss to Irie for him to collect 2 there. 31-22.
Good find to Wyman there. Again.
Tip was picked up by Delorme there and kind of.
Well, Central just is quick enough to get around that initial Cheyenne defender, and Cheyenne is doing what you're taught ever since you're a young player. They're coming over to help, but that secondary rotation isn't happening because Central spreads you out so far as Craich is going to drop a 3. But they're going to have to start rotating more. And it's that second rotation is what really matters.
Three ball can't quite go there for Peralt.
Oh, really well done, and Wyman misses it. Oh, those are hard when you have such an open look.
Irie finds Spielman. Kicks out to Zanker here. So he gets around his
Good
man
scoop.
and in.
Good spin move and scoop. And, now this Cheyenne lineup with Craich on the floor, they match up a lot better size-wise and quickness-wise with Central, with the team they have on the floor.
This one's kicked out to Wyman. Shot clock's at 5.
Wilbur out to Chunnis.
He doesn't hit. Zanker now over to Smith. They'll try and set up here. Still finding themselves down within that 10 area, that 10-11 gap.
That's the third poor pass by Cheyenne tonight. When you need every possession that you can get, that's 3 passes just thrown to no one. Good job by Max there, putting some heat on DeLorme.
Bruce gets around
Wow.
Craich.
Great Euro step by Bruce.
Craich now tries to take a drive to no avail, and Smith's kind of just going to turn and lob one up, praying for the best, as this one's way deep there, and it'll come out to the Mustangs. Great effort there by Irie.
There's travel there. Dragged his feet. That pivot foot, he kind of got it caught up there as he was trying to spin out as Keller returns for Smith.
I believe Wilbur was the other sub for Central. Wilbur over to Bruce as Bruce tries to get around Irie.
I was going to say, someone has to be wide open because there were 2 guys on Bruce.
Spielman down low to Craich as he kicks out to Keller. Keller with a wide open 3.
Halfway down and back out.
So the Knights come the other way once more to no avail. Bruce's layup. Craich is going to come in and get one of his own. Wilbur can't quite hit that one. Keller brings this one up. Almost gets around Jonas there, and Zanker's going to try and take a 3 there off the back iron.
Long rebound out to Irie. Chance to reset. Fresh 30 seconds here.
Spielman down low to Craich.
Good recognition. Craich initially wanted to spin to the middle, saw that help coming, reverses and gets underneath and scores. Cheyenne within 4. I don't think it's been that close since it was 4-0.
Pearl with the drive, and
He tried a finger roll from about 7 feet there. That's a little bit far away. Probably would have been better off with a little floater.
Keller kicks out to Krejci.
They had
here.
Zanker for just a second and missed him.
10 seconds on the shot clock here. Keller gets to Irie. Gonna have to get something off here as Irie can't connect from the free throw line there, and Wyman's gonna control this one. Kicks over to Wilbur as he takes a drive. Gets
Great
around Krejci.
hesitation. Great hesitation and then hit the gas right past Krejci. Nice reverse layup. And for Central fans and anyone who's followed the EDC for a while, seeing Cole Wilbur do something like that should not be anything new.
Krejci now hits a three. And that'll be a timeout from Coach Brandt, so we'll do the same. Mustangs trail by 3 here, almost through the first. We'll be right back.
A few years ago, my hip was getting to the point where it was affecting my life.
So then when I met you in the office, you listened to what I had to say.
My goal is to teach patients about their diagnosis, explain the treatment options so that they can make the decision that is best for them. Because we don't just treat what an x-ray tells us.
Our goal is to get the best possible outcome for the patient. It's just a great feeling to know that you help that patient get back to doing the things they want to do.
And now I have a new hip that feels fantastic.
Mustang fans, we want to thank Essentia Health for being the proud sponsor of our Cheyenne High School's Mustang media team in this broadcast. Essentia Health, care close to home.
So 2:38 left to go, down by 3.
Definitely an improved effort and energy level on the part of Cheyenne as they're digging into this a little bit. And as we said, Central isn't going to be able to keep shooting at that clip that they were, but Central still doing a good job of keeping Cheyenne on their heels defensively by continuing to move and continuing to attack the rim and then finding that open guy. Cheyenne has brought it back to that 3-point lead, as close as they've been since very early in the game.
Got Zamora on the floor now for the Knights as Bruce takes a drive, kicks all the way out heavy to Jonas. Smith's going to slow it down a little bit. Keller finds him once more. Gullix kicks to Keller once again. Bernstein's going to try and get around him,
Good
and he
attack,
does.
and that is the advantage that Cheyenne has. They played from behind all night, so it's been hard to really attack on the inside, but Cheyenne has a definite size advantage over the Knights here tonight, but attacks like that by Bruce, he gets in. He came from out of bounds. Oh, they're going to say it hit the ground before Bruce touched it. Coach Brandt comes over to give the look. Not going to argue about it, but
Jonas kicks out. So Wilbur kicks once more to Bruce, and then over as Delorme hits it right before the shot clock ends.
I think that was Olsen guarding him. Hard to fault Caden on that. He was in perfect position, and Bruce kind of had to force that up, little step under 3, and was successful with it as the ball's given away there and goes to Central. By my count, that's the at least the 4th turnover for Cheyenne here in the first half, as we're under a minute to go here.
This one finds Wilbur. kicks out. Once more, Delorme step back.
Delorme
Hits it.
goes down, nothing called as Keller slices through.
Smith with a 3 ball off the back iron as Bernstein recovers the rebound.
So Cheyenne can hold for the last shot here, down 4 if they choose. And Coach Brandt calling for the high pick and roll. And Central loses that one out of bounds. They're going to bail Cheyenne out again, give Cheyenne one more opportunity before halftime.
Keller unable to connect at the end there, as that one's going to be a little short for the last buzzer beater. 40-36, your score after the first half. Wolf, your thoughts so far?
Well, very quick half. 3 fouls, all against Cheyenne. No fouls for the Knights. Just an up-tempo, high-paced game. Obviously, that's what Central likes to play. And even though they cooled off a little bit shooting, they're still doing a really good job of penetrating, kicking out to an open guy. Cheyenne, few unforced turnovers. Those errors are what's going to hurt you in a game like this. Probably fortunate maybe to find themselves only down 4 as they head into halftime, but probably going to be a lot of talking about how they want to do things defensively here in the second half. So it was fast. I would expect the second half to be just as quick. We'll come back after a break and talk a little bit more about things and bring you the second half. Stick around.
So shoulder pain is one of the most common things I see. When Linda came in, she complained of pain in both her shoulders.
You did all the work on the left one, and by the time I had the second one done, I could do anything I wanted to do.
Shoulder replacement, the whole point of that is really to get rid of the pain and get you back to doing normal things again.
You listened to what I wanted, and it worked out great.
We were a good team.
Yes, I think so.
I think what makes Touchmark special is how you feel when you walk into Touchmark at Harwood Groves. We often hear that it's like a North Dakota hug.
I think it's the people that make Touchmark special.
One of the things that makes Touchmark is the caliber of the team members here.
You could ask them for anything, and they'll say, we'll take care of it.
Every day that we walk in these doors, we really take time to listen to each other, to listen to our residents, and to be there and to be a friend.
Touchmark at Harwood Groves is located in South Fargo, North Dakota, on a 14-acre garden-like setting, and we have everything from cottages to apartments, a health club, activities. We tend to take groups of residents out downtown, which is just a very vibrant and growing community. The easiest way I can say it is we are going to treat our residents the way that we would treat our best friends. That's what it feels like, and that's what I love about my job. It feels like a family.
Touchmark, we really take an input from both the community, our residents, and also our team members.
And there's something for everybody. It runs the gamut. You have the freedom to participate or not as you choose.
I personally like to play bridge. I like their book club, all the concerts that they have, the music almost every day. We like everything that's here.
And you find it here.
Every day is a different day. It's really about developing programming that is meaningful and beneficial for everyone.
Tour the beautiful campus of North Dakota State University in Fargo. Learn about majors, scholarships, our free application process, and get a free t-shirt. Register now at ndsu.edu/visit. Discover the experience that awaits you at North Dakota State University. Join the Bison family where connections run deep, from the classroom to the field and beyond. Build an exciting career with the help of industry-leading faculty. Tap into the power of the herd and make unforgettable memories in Fargo, one of the best college towns in the Midwest. Don't wait. Find your adventure at North Dakota State University.
I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my.
Our health. It's what keeps us doing what we love. It keeps our communities strong. So, how are you doing? There's no easier way to take care of yourself than checking in with us, your primary care team at Essentia Health. In person or online, we offer scheduling and appointment options that fit your life. We'll care for you today and keep an eye on things for the future, and if needed, get you back on track. So take some time to connect with us, because it's always good to check in.
One thing that I've always enjoyed about being a physician is just the patient and physician relationship.
Part of why I trusted him is because I felt more than just a patient.
We figured out the best situation for my injury, and we chose the one that would best fit me.
I'm a huge sports fan, have been my whole life and still am today. I have a strong desire to help people maintain their activity levels and to get back to doing the things that they are passionate about.
What would you do with a second chance? At Essentia Health, we understand the significance of second chances. Our heart specialists see them every day. That's why regular checkups and heart screenings are vital, even if you feel fine, and especially when you have a family history. Essentia Health is the right place for early detection, advanced treatments, comprehensive cardiac rehab, for second chances. At Essentia Health, we work hard to keep your heart strong for what's next.
Touchmark is a place where you can really be yourself. It's a complete family atmosphere, from the residents to the team members to the community.
There is just such a homey feeling here.
The energy and the positivity, I think, is what's really important. You come in, you feel like you're part of a family, you're building a relationship, you're building friendships.
We feel very blessed to be here at Touchmark.
It's incredibly important to create that family atmosphere, which is what Touchmark really values.
Why do I choose to work here? It's the people. It's the feeling that you get when you've been gone for a weekend and everybody's genuinely happy to see you, and you're so happy to see them too.
They are wonderful. The staff is wonderful. They are so friendly. They're so happy all the time.
It's a family. It's just that overall culture that we have. It's a great culture, and I'm very lucky to be a part of it.
Your full life happens here at Touchmark.
I didn't know that I'd play football. I didn't know I'd go pro. I didn't even know if I'd get game time or score a touchdown. But there's one thing I always knew. That I'd never give up.
If you're thinking about growing your family someday, we'd like to remind you of one simple thing. Babies bring us joy. With an unwavering commitment to delivering the highest quality care, Essentia Health is ready when your someday arrives. Essentia Health, caring for you and your future.
All right, folks, welcome back here to the Cheyenne High School Gymnasium for the second half action between the Central Knights and your Cheyenne Mustangs. I'm Tristan Marant. Joined alongside me is Dan Wolf. Dan, your thoughts on the first once more?
Well, again, it was such a fast pace, such a quick half. Only a few fouls called. And I'm impressed by the pace that this Central team plays with. Kind of almost a reckless abandon. They just go out and let it all hang out. They're certainly going to make some mistakes out there, but they're willing to play that way. And it's produced good results for them. They have that 40-point lead, and I know, that's something probably the boys and girls Cheyenne teams have in common, is finding reliable sources of offense from game to game, and where the Cheyenne boys do a pretty good job of holding their opponents, down around 60 points or something like that. Can they get above that? And they find themselves on the short end right now, but we'll see if they were able to make some adjustments at halftime about how they want to attack Central defensively in the second half.
Once more, a pretty big game as Central's only half a game back. And like you said, like you talked about in pregame, this is kind of winding down towards the end of the season.
Well, yeah,
here,
next week's the end of the season, and really kind of we're drawing down on the end of our broadcast season in that, there are 2 doubleheaders next week, next Tuesday and Thursday, against North and Red River that we'll be broadcasting. And, that's it for the regular season for basketball at that point. Good job by Bernstein just using that height advantage over Chunnis. And then, the hockey season's done as far as our broadcasts go. Wrestling is having their state tournament this weekend as Olson's going to have a freebie here. And we're tied finally. It's first time since 0-0. It's reaching that point that you don't have any margin for error. We talked long and hard during the first parts of the season that, it's early. This is a marathon, not a sprint. You don't have to be perfect at this point. Well, now you're getting to that point as we see Wilbur there with a good answer. You don't have a lot of chances, right? It's win or go home pretty soon at tournament time, so you're going to have to figure things out and start playing consistently in these last couple weeks.
Bernstein tried to go back to Olson there, mishandled.
A little too much pace on that for Olson and just slips through his hands. Caden, I'm sure, would probably say, probably should have had that, but just unfortunately couldn't come down with it. Would have had a good look.
This one finds DeLorme, excuse me.
There's a 5-second call.
5-second.
Good job. As Olson was out there actively guarding him, and DeLorme just stood in that position and dribbled and drew the 5-second call. It's probably one of the rarest calls that you find anymore in high school basketball, and you would especially not think it would be against a team that loves to be up-tempo and is flying around all the time. So I'm not sure what DeLorme was waiting for on that, but regardless, they draw the 5-second call as Irie sends that one long off the backboard.
DeLorme kicks over to Wyman.
Good
he
spin
goes
move.
up and in.
So Cheyenne tied it, and now they find themselves down 5 again. Again, Central showing just some basic pressure, slow Cheyenne down a little bit, make them think about some things.
This one finds Bernstein within the arc. Bernstein with a lot of power behind those passes as of right now. This one finds Olson as
really nice job by Wilbur along the baseline.
This one's going to find Wyman. Kicks out to DeLorme. Then over for Wilbur. 3 attempt.
Those were shots we saw
out.
Central routinely cash in on early in the game. Good defense by DeLorme. Olson looking for a foul, but Central has yet to have a foul called against them. And Cheyenne only with 3 so far. As Olson,
that's going to be out on Olson there.
Anticipated well, but just kind of got caught in the air, couldn't get a handle on it. And it goes out of bounds as Krejci and Smith are in for Olson and Spielman.
Wyman kicks out to Bruce. Bruce has got to take a drive and collect a foul.
And that's what
on
you want
Bernstein.
to do. Attack
I believe
those,
that's his second.
Attack those taller guys. Yeah, that is of the 4 fouls. He's got half in the game so far. Normally that would be concerning, but when you're already 2/3 of the way into the game, it's not quite as alarming. As Bruce knocks down the first.
So a chance to put him back up by 7 now.
Peralt goes out for Wyman, and that kind of is their postman by de facto. So very small and quick lineup for Central on the floor right now.
So the Knights do go up by 7 here as Krejci.
And there's the first foul of the night on Central as Chunnis goes after the ball and gets a little too much of Krejci on that. They say that's his second. They didn't have any team fouls up for Central at all in the first half.
Krejci kicks out to Bernstein. He finds Irie now. Keller finds Smith. They got 10 as Bernstein finds one to
nice cut
put up and in there.
Cut along the baseline by Bernstein, and then nice find by Smith. A lot of traffic in there, but he threads the needle.
Wilbur finds DeLorme. He misses his 3 attempt. Irie's going to hold on a second there and collect 2. Wilbur's going to kick
Peralt
over to Peralt and just can't find the mark. So Irie takes a heavy drive, and that's going to be out on Central.
Yeah, Wilbur knocked that one out.
Wilbur was trying to argue that, but I think that one was pretty obvious for the ref there. Smith finds Bernstein at the top of the key. Down low to Irie with a corner 3.
And we're tied up. Once again, Central is not shooting it very well here to start the second half. Could be a factor as Peralt's going to attack and kicks it out to no one.
So tied at 47, Mustang ball now. Chance for their first lead of the night. Irie finds Krejci here, kicks out to Keller for a 3 attempt, and that goes just long as Irie stopped. Saved it there, and Keller collects a miss pass and gets an and 1.
Kind of a crazy sequence there as Sully saved it, threw it right to, I guess I didn't see who that was. Might have been
that was
Bruce.
Peralt.
Or was it Peralt? And then Keller slaps it out of his hands and gets to the basket. An and 1 opportunity, Cheyenne with their first lead of the game, a chance to go up by 3.
Keller misses it.
Krejci
As
using
Krejci
that
gets
size
a
advantage.
rebound, and that's going to be, ooh. Thought that was out on Keller there for a second, but they'll say it was out on Central.
Yeah, just, this is where that height advantage comes in very handy for the Mustangs.
So this one's to the top of the key for Bernstein.
We haven't seen it a ton off the offensive glass, as Keller just struggling to find the range here tonight, and they're going to get Bernstein. Now that'll be 3 on Bernstein with 12 minutes to go. Yeah, and he's going to have to, Coach Brandt's going to have to get someone in for him.
I think Zanker's going to come in for Case and Bernstein.
Hard to fault Bernstein for the effort, but picks up a crucial third foul, so he's going to have to sit for a little while.
Bruce chips over to DeLorme. Finds Wilbur. DeLorme with a corner 3. Just short. Zyrie collects the rebound, and Keller almost had that strip from him.
A lot of contact. Zanker going to get an opportunity.
Ooh. Couple of bounces in and out there for Zanker, as the lead is only 2 still.
Both teams have
gonna
gone.
Be a foul.
Yeah, they're going to get Krejci. Both teams have gone cold here in the last few minutes.
So a chance to knot it back up here. And misses his first.
Misses
quite
everything
short there. Misses his second as well. So, I believe that was Wyman shooting.
Yeah. Like I said, both teams gone cold definitely here. So that one's going to go off Wyman. Both teams just looking to try and buy a bucket. Oh, no one's on Keller.
That's going to be out
on Chunnis.
On Chunnis.
Wow, I thought they caught him sleeping. Chunnis recovers, doesn't pick up the foul.
As
we need to wipe the floor off or the ball off. Tristan, as we look around the EDC, some scores starting to trickle in. Davies only a 4-point lead over West Fargo with just a couple minutes to go here in the first half.
Zanker, no one within a country mile. Doesn't connect. Zanker, another attempt. Splash.
Well, you shoot to get hot and you shoot to stay hot. So finally Zanker cashes in, and that's a 5-point lead for the Mustangs. Other game in the EDC, Horace leads Red River 38-31 tonight, and that Red River team is going to be a squad that Cheyenne faces next week, as DeLorme Central has gone very cold here in the second half. And a wide open look for Smith, and he's going to bury that. And Cheyenne heating up a little bit. And that's going to be
a timeout there for Coach Carlson. We'll do the same. Cheyenne finds their space and is up by 8. We'll take a short break and be right back.
I kind of wonder where to even begin about what I love about Touchmark. It's everything. It's the time with the residents. It's my team. I work with wonderful individuals every single day. I love the people, and my job is to connect with them, and that's a pretty great job to have, that you get to make genuine, real connections with our residents and our team members. It's just the overall community. That is Touchmark. That's what I love.
Your full life happens here at Touchmark.
Fans, discover the experience that awaits at North Dakota State University. Join the Bison community where connections run deep from the classroom to the field and beyond. Engage with faculty and industry experts and create unforgettable memories in Fargo, one of the best college towns in the Midwest. See for yourself. Schedule a tour at ndsu.edu/visit. Well, Cheyenne taking advantage of Central's poor shooting here, getting a couple threes to drop in the last minute or so and find themselves up 8. We'll see if they're going to be able to close the deal, or if Central's able to kind of regain that shooting touch that it seems so simple this game early on in the first half as Krejci rises up and rejects Wyman there.
Smith kicks out to Keller here.
I know you've gotten a few threes, but don't forget it was getting to the rim that was very successful in the first half.
Smith with a 3 attempt, just long there.
Spielman in the right spot, and he's going to convert.
Is that far? The far rubber on the backboard pops off once more, and if you're a Cheyenne student, you know how frustrating that is here. This one's taken by Bruce now. Got 12 on the shot clock as he tries to take a drive there and can't connect with anything.
Trying to get Zinker on that one. So only 4th team foul on Cheyenne.
First on Zinker.
And I was going to say, I think Coach Carlson pointing out the rubber support there is Wilbur. That's the guy you're going to go to kind of settle things down if you're Central.
I think that's what the ref just called Coach Brandt as well.
Not much you can do about it within the game as Krejci goes up strong, connects on that one. Cole Wilbur.
This one's going to be taken around by Wilbur. This one's kicked out to Jonas.
I'm not sure, Keller or Krejci on that.
It's going to be Keller.
Yep.
Yep. So Keller's first.
I'm going to say that was a shooting foul.
5th team foul, right?
Or what do we, we're going to try and do some repair work here. Wondering what can be done. Coach Brandt, fortunately, also a Phi Ed teacher here, so he maybe has a solution. As
or just
Tyson
use your
Keller comes down and
just use your man.
Tristan, you're going to have to give Coach Brandt a little grief next week at school and ask him why he didn't just go out and do that, why he had to rely on Tyson Keller to jump up and replace the padding there.
Like I said, if you go to Cheyenne and you're a student and you have any gym class, you know how frustrating that far left side rubber can be on the right side basket there. So it does pop off quite a bit.
So Central amping up the heat here a little bit, yeah.
Keller kicks back to Smith as Smith trying to gain room. Krejci out to Keller, back over to Spielman.
Good spin move.
Good spin.
And it froze the Central defense there. They thought he was going to pull up for the mid-range, and he spins into the lane for the little teardrop, gets it to fall.
So 10-point lead, biggest lead of the night. As they try and add on here, Keller comes the other way. To Krejci, back to Keller and Chunas.
They're going to get Krejci on that one, and that's, I think, 3 on Krejci.
I want to say that's 2 on Krejci. Oh, nope.
So now Bernstein and Krejci with 3 at 7:42 to go. And those are the kind of the inside presence guys for Cheyenne. Coach Brandt's going to have to roll here a little bit with Krejci and kind of find a way to finish the game.
I think your next biggest is Olson, if I remember right.
Well, Keller is about the same height, but he's not a post player in the same manner that Bernstein and Krejci are to defend. Good help by Krejci jumping out there as Bruce is going to attack.
Ooh.
I was going to say that there was contact there. Delayed call from the ref, but there was definitely contact by Zanker.
Zanker kind of got him, maybe a little bit exaggerated there, but.
So Central will be in the bonus the rest of the way, as that's the 7th team foul. This was a shooting foul, but they will be in the bonus the rest of the way, and that could factor in as well. As Bernstein's going to get a little rest for Krejci, as Bernstein said, about 4.5 minutes there. He has 3, Krejci has 3. No one else with more than 2 on either squad. And Bruce makes both.
Irie's going to come in for Keller.
Yeah, with this pressure, you're going to want your experienced guys on the floor. Now Central just backing off. Good job by Chunas.
Great steal there by Chunas. He kicks back to DeLorme. Then gets over, and that's going to be not quite sure what we got there.
It's going to be on
Thought
Smith.
he called a travel at first.
That's on Smith. I almost looked like it was maybe away from the ball. I don't know, but Bruce is going to the line. 8th team foul now for Cheyenne. And if you're Cheyenne, that's certainly what you don't want to see, is the clock stopped and opportunities for your opponent to cut into your lead.
6:55 left to go as well. Here still. So kind of slowed down a little bit compared to the first half here. Got a lot more, I wouldn't say a lot more fouls, but you got more fouls definitely than the first half.
It's been physical, that's for sure. And it's hard to play with that same tempo from the first half the entire game. Some teams try to do that, as DeLorme's going to pick up a foul there.
Zanker got a hand to the face there.
But that's only the 3rd team foul on Central. And the crowd letting the refs have it, as there's an ovation for a foul called against Central instead of against Cheyenne. Spielman goes up, almost had that taken away behind him by Bruce, as Chunas all over Spielman.
Spielman finds Bernstein, gets back to him within the paint. He's got 2 guys on him, and that's going to be a double dribble. A lot of fans upset about that one on the opposite end. 61-55 Mustang lead, though, as we're got about 6 minutes left to go here in the second. So this one's going to be taken by Bruce with a drive in and gets right to Zanker. Smith to Irie, as Irie takes a drive, and that one's going to be called there on, I believe, Wyman.
I think that was Bruce that got him on that one. 4th foul now on Central, but that's going to be a shooting foul.
Irie hits his first. And Irie hits his second. So 6:03 left to go. 63-55 lead now for the Mustangs. Somehow have crawled their way back into this one, as I think Irie almost got tangled up there in a second when his own feet.
That one's thrown away there. Wyman looking for the back door to Chunas.
Spielman finds Smith. Smith over to Irie. And tried to get a Spielman. Zanker recovers. Storm's got heavy pressure on Zanker right now. Irie with a 3 attempt. Gets one down for her.
And Central has to burn a timeout. There was no one there to collect the inbounds from Bruce. And so Central takes a timeout. We'll do the same quickly and be right back.
At Touchmark, we really take an input from both the community, our residents, and also our team members.
And there's something for everybody. It runs the gamut. You have the freedom to participate or not, as you choose.
I personally like to play bridge. I like their book club, all the concerts that they have, the music almost every day. We like everything that's here.
And you find it here.
Every day is a different day. It's really about developing programming that is meaningful and beneficial for everyone.
An update from Grand Forks Central High School, where the Cheyenne girls are taking on the girls from Grand Forks Central tonight at halftime. It is West Fargo Cheyenne 34, Grand Forks Central 25.
So that's going to be caught by the refs there as Bruce just barely stepped out. Zaire brings this one up now. 5 minutes left to go here in the second. Finds Spielman, and
they're going to get
Bernstein
Wyman
was
there.
tangled up pretty heavily there.
It's getting physical out there. As that's now the fourth team foul on Central. They had lots to give. Well, that's why the Mustang fans were on the refs when they finally felt that a foul that would have been deserved for a while was called against Central. But fifth team foul now for Central. They still have one to give.
Keller and Krejci come back in. Now for Zanker and Spielman. Zaire finds himself with this one. Screen from Krejci. Gets around
Good
it, but
job by
Krejci finishes for him.
Yeah, Krejci on the glass. Looked like somebody was going to have an easier time getting to the hoop, but good defense by Central. But Krejci, again, Central undersized against the Mustangs tonight. You got 3 6'5" guys on the floor for the Mustangs, and Central, nobody that can match that kind of height. And it's really been about the same 6 guys on the floor for Central tonight. They've got to be starting to run out of gas here a little bit. Let's see if how well they handle this load playing this many minutes, especially at this tempo.
Slow this one down.
Yeah.
Krejci.
They're going to get Smith on that.
Smith.
Oh, on Irie. Since it's a control foul, that's not going to be a shooting foul, but the next one will put Central in the double bonus as DeLorme spots one up. And as I said, those legs start to get tired. These same guys have been on the floor a long time, especially in the second half, and that's the first indicator that you're getting tired, is that you find that the it's hard to get the ball to the rim every time, as fans, Coach Brandt, everybody on the refs here.
As Wilbur goes in there for Wilbur.
Still a 12-point lead for Cheyenne as we're coming down towards 3 to play. As we said, it is physical in there. Don't underestimate, even though Central might not be big, they are scrappy and they're willing to fight for rebounds in there. Good step through. Oh, they're going to call one on the floor before the shot. And that will send Sully to the line for a bonus opportunity. I'm
So
not
3-0.
okay. Now I was going to say Cole Wilbur is who got it. It said number 1 for a second there, and there was no number 1 on the floor for Central, but they have it corrected as Sully misses the bonus.
Wilbur's going to take a drive, and that's going to be a foul on Smith, I think.
Smith asking for the travel,
Yeah.
but Wilbur went down because Smith ran into him.
Smith kind of looked the ref dead in the eye there and rolled his arms.
So again, double bonus now. 2 shots for Central the rest of the way as we're exactly at 3 minutes to go here. And
Misses
again,
his first.
Short. That's a key indicator of tired legs as we just don't have that same spring. It's harder to get the ball up there. As that one rolls off as well.
Not quite sure if we got a bald eagle in here, if it was just one of our middle schoolers, but I'm sure you guys heard the firework go off here, as not quite sure.
So there was a travel on Smith there. Kind of got lost control of the ball and couldn't keep the dribble alive without an extra step.
Bruce is going to take his time here, try and set up shop. This one kicks out to Chunas, and that's going to be out on the
Keller
Mustangs,
and
as Keller
Irie.
and Irie both went up for it. And
so we said earlier, Tristan, right? Central can't keep shooting it at this clip, and they certainly haven't in the second half. Whether you want to credit it very well in the second half, and they're going to get Delorme on that one to send Krejci to the line. And this game is kind of bogging down here in the second half as it's dead ball after dead ball after dead ball right now. No flow to it.
Krejci hits his first.
Hits every part of the iron and drops.
70-57 now, Mustang lead. There's 2:25 left to go.
And kind of one of the old adages in basketball, Tristan, is kind of, especially high school, that first team that gets to 65 is often the team that's going to win the game. And Cheyenne has, got there before Central, and that gives you a distinct advantage. In a 36-minute game, that's about the right number as Wilbur pulls the trigger and scores there.
This one gets all the way up to Keller as Krejci looking wide there, kind of. And
good attack by Smith. Just splits the defenders and gets in for the drop. The little floater in there. And Central has to come up with some stops, and they have to score with some kind of quickness here as Delorme is going to put one up, and that's what they have to have at a minute 35 to go, down 14. You're going to have to figure something out.
I'm not quite sure.
Oh, looks like Wyman took a shot to the face. Not sure what happened there. If that was an elbow or an inadvertent hand or what exactly happened, but they're going to take a look at Wyman. That means Central needs to add somebody onto the floor, and then
almost took a slip there.
And Zamora slides on some water next to the bench. It's a dangerous area over there right now. Coach Carlson cleans things up. So a minute and a half to go. Cheyenne in control. Just need to be smart with it here. As Smith
pulls the trigger for a 3-ball.
And now 17 at a minute 20. It's long odds for Central. You're going to have to start scoring quickly. Probably having some threes in there is going to be pretty crucial to that. And they're going to get a foul on
Bernstein.
Nope. It's going to be Smith.
So his third.
It's his third, but at a minute 10, no one in any serious trouble and a 17-point lead. You hate to have a stop clock and a double bonus for your opponent, but this one should be out of hand for the Mustangs.
I think that's the first free throw for Central since the first half.
First made free throw,
First
it might
made
be.
One, yeah. So he makes the second as well.
And Cheyenne just needs to take care of the ball.
This one
don't have to rush things. Your clock's your friend at a minute to go.
Bernstein gets that one slapped away there by Wilbur.
You know, this game is in all essence over, so you don't get too upset about that, but just be smart with the ball, as that one Kracher gets a piece of.
This one gets inside to Kracher.
No, just hold on to that and get it to 10 seconds. Even if you don't get a great shot at a 15-point lead, it doesn't matter.
Syrie pulls the trigger for another 3-ball.
Now
putting a stamp on it and sailing it home. So that's going to be blocked. I believe that was tipped by Bernstein. Kind of made it seem a little more short than it was, but final score is the Mustangs 79 and the Knights 61. So the Mustangs come out with it as they found themselves down quite a ways through
the first
half and then up until even maybe midway through the second. So
yeah, you know, they climbed back even and tied it early in the second half, and then got down by 5 to 10 points again. But you know, as we said, Central not going to be able to continue that same type of shooting percentage, and that was true. Cheyenne definitely dialed up the energy and intensity on defense, and you know, let's face it, they also held a big size advantage, and I think that Central team really got gassed as the second half went on, and the size of Cheyenne just kind of took over. And that was an important win. We talked about before the game started that you know, Central was one of those teams that potentially could contend for that number 4 spot, because this could very well be a preview of the Tuesday night quarterfinal game of the EDC. And so this now gives Cheyenne a definite advantage in terms of the seeding. If we look at some scores around, Davies only leading West Fargo High by 2 at halftime, and West Fargo has a chance, and North has a chance as well, technically. Next week, Cheyenne's going to bring in North on Tuesday for a doubleheader, and that's a team that, you know, handled Cheyenne quite easily at North earlier this season. And then a team from Red River that also beat Cheyenne at Red River. So a couple doubleheaders next week as we round out the end of our regular season broadcasts.
Yeah, so with that, yeah, totally agree with you. Kind of, as you know, it is that last week of the season where it matters, and you really have no room for error at this point. I remember going up to the North game when the boys played, and they kind of struggled through the first half. They can't afford, especially with a team like North and with a team like Red River.
Yeah, you can't
you
afford
really
those
can't
slow
afford
starts.
those slow starts like you've shown here tonight against Central. I get that you came out with the win, but you definitely don't want, you know, the starts that you've been producing as of recently, and especially last time. You know, the second half at North last time came out in their way. So with that, I think that I think it was a great game. I think they did pretty well. Got anything else to add?
No, it was a good come from behind win. You don't have to apologize for how it happened or anything like that. A win's a win, and that's important. And you know, hopefully, I think Coach Brandt's going to want to feel like his team is kind of rounding into form. They struggled the last couple weeks, but hopefully this is a step in the right direction and that they'll be playing good basketball as we count down towards an EDC tournament and hopefully a state tournament bid opportunity for the Mustangs.
So with that, 79-61, your final score. For everyone up here in the booth, I'm Tristan Murrock.
I'm Dan Wolf.
Good night, folks.